Hey everyone, hope you are well. It's bloody boiling in the UK. I heard it's hotter in the UK than it is in the US today. Parts of the US, I heard it was hotter here than it is in Boston, which is insane. So I'm all ready for England, their next game, Ghana. On the BBC, which is always nice to see. We got a panel of Rooney, Micah Richards, Joe Hart, who I think is a bit of a boring pundit, personally. Gabby, Logan hosting. Well, I think we should win tonight. You can't take anything for granted. I mean, Ghana were pretty awful against Panama, and it was an awful game, really. But Ghana in the past have caused teams problems, and we'll see. After the start they had, it's definitely possible England could win all three group games and coast through. They only need a draw tonight, pretty much, but both England and Ghana won their first game, so I don't know how that affects tonight. I think England are heavy favourites for the match, and they'll probably just go about it the same way. Some warning signs against Croatia.
And then that's pushed in with the goal. And that's exactly what we've seen Thomas Tuchel in that training session tell the players to do, pass the ball to the right foot. Yes. But as Mika said, they're the details. If you get right, you score a goal, or if you don't get it right, which we've seen there, you can see the goal. That's the details where you have to clear. We're talking about small details. That can be the difference between potentially winning the World Cup and not. When you come up against France or Spain, at least they're getting in their little pockets of space, Dembele and Mbappe. That's what they yearn for, that space. And it's just so those little details now, and get them right out. Going further in this tournament, it could really help them. Do you think that was quite an emotional reaction from him? Because it wasn't, alright, I know it wasn't a perfect pass back to him from James, but he knows he got that slightly wrong, and he just wanted to right his wrong. Almost like we say with Harry Kane coming and dropping.
Come here with her.
England have got to let everyone do their jobs.
Good game.
Yeah, I think it was. Because he's used to playing at 8 as well. Yeah. I feel as though his first ball, I've got to win the ball back. But when you play in a side where you've got Rice and Bellingham, etc., you have to be disciplined, and it's that spatial awareness around you. If you can just get that top play.
Jude Bellingham gets 50 caps today, and youngest England player to reach that number, just overtaking himself, Wayne. And he had some interesting things to say, didn't he, post-match? We talked a lot about communication today. His has been particularly interesting. He talks about playing with a chip on his shoulder, nice to show his country and his teammates.
Hey, Jude.
No, I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think he's showing it how emotionally invested he is in playing for England. He loves playing for England. And previously, I likened him to me in terms of he's emotional. He might go and make a bad tackle. He might get frustrated and annoyed when it doesn't go right. But that's what you want from a player. You want to show that emotion. And I really like the fact that in the moment he's doing more media. We're hearing more. We're starting to see his character. I think we haven't seen that before. I think we're starting to see his character come out, and I think that's very important for him, that he shows that everyone in the country, you don't see him week in, week out. in England, so everyone in the country can actually see what he is like.
I'm watching this first, and then straight after this stream, there's a movie stream, another summer season watch tonight. It's gonna be Stand By Me, Rob Reiner film based on Stephen King's story. River Phoenix, Jerry O'Connell. I think Cordy Feldman's in it. Pretty sure I saw him in the thing. And we did the Goonies last week. He's in that as well. Come on, get up.
Yeah, I don't think it was a disrespect to Morgan Rogers. I think it was just because he had a successful season and the way people want to play at high energy. But when you look at the stats, he actually pressed the same, and he's got the pressure of playing for Real Madrid and what he's done for England. So I rate both players, but if I had to pick one, it would always be Jude because I feel he always turns up in big moments, and that is the difference.
And of course, it was obviously there was something that Thomas Tuchel wanted to just take away from his on-pitch performance, and that was the drama and kind of over-expression almost.
Alright, come on.
He shouldn't be showing, and
Come
still being passionate without looking like he's losing it a little bit.
Well, I think that's something that's definitely been addressed, and as Wayne talked about there, him having a better relationship with the media, and I started to understand it. I think those comments 2 years ago, if he made them, everyone would have been outraged about how he's talking about it's all about him. But we're starting to understand him a little bit more. That's what gets the best out of him. That's his character, and that's what he's going to do for his country.
Okay, here we go then. England's second match in this World Cup against Ghana. Don't forget, you can watch the game in UHD on iPad.
If England scored early, then I think
We're going to hand you now to your commentary team, Alan Shearer and Guy Mowbray.
it could be quite a heavy score. But if not, if Ghana can hold on for a while and frustrate them, then I could see it being a closer game. Ghana, I'm used to seeing being competitive at tournaments, but it's maybe not the greatest Ghana side. But both teams will want to make sure they secure.
It's already given us plenty to remember. Absolutely, it's been plenty of goals, plenty of excitement, not too many refereeing errors, and so much to look forward to, particularly after England's last performance. And let's hope they can take that confidence and bring it into this game. Mbappe, Haaland, Ronaldo today, Messi, of course. The really big stars have all shone brightly. From England's point of view, Harry Kane's not done too badly either. So there's more to come. He'd be desperate to score again after watching all those guys score again in their second game.
Guy Mowbray probably the best of the BBC commentators and maybe the best commentator, lead commentator.
Stadium is packed. The rain has eased almost to a stop. Still the odd drop in the air. We are set for it. After we've heard the national anthems.
A little bit of rain in the air. Good girl. Okay, still going strong. Oh, Carlos Crayo, yeah.
And independence from the UK. The team, Black Stars as they're known, have appeared at 4 previous World Cups, including a thrilling ride to the quarterfinals in 2010 and one of the most dramatic games in recent memory that came against Uruguay. Team of Michael Essien and Massimo Gian feels actually quite far removed from the current collection of players. Failed to qualify for the African Cup of Nations for the first time since 2004 this year. But they've got pace, they've got the quality of the likes of Antoine Semenyo. They now have a widely old coach in Carlos Queiroz. They are not to be underestimated. No, we've seen plenty of examples already in this tournament. Curacao, as to not even to think about any complacency. Get the job done, win the game, and hopefully win the group. Note that it's home kit order for England. White shirts and the navy shorts. Ghana will be all in yellow. Referee and assistant smart prop. Honduras, the main man being Saeed Martinez. They were the officials for Qatar against Switzerland 10 days ago. Not helped by VAR when a Swiss penalty they awarded should have been ruled out for an offside. VAR hopefully providing more assistance today is the USA's Armando Villarreal. The England team shows 2 changes from game 1 against Croatia, both at the back, as Mark Gay and Jed Spence replace John Stones and Nico O'Reilly. Declan Rice is okay despite continued discomfort from a hamstring nerve that he's felt for a few months now. A 50th cap for Jude Bellingham, and still 6 days away from his 23rd birthday, he becomes the youngest to the half century, beating Wayne Rooney.
That's a little bit of a gamble, making 2 changes at the back.
Invaluable to the England cause.
Maybe Stones, not quite 100% fit.
Two other changes in midfield with Partey Seabrand and Thomas Partey coming in. Poor Arsenal Partey now available, having been refused a Canadian visa. And one further difference in the front line.
Are you? Get down. Get down. Get down. Come here. Come here. Jordan I was thinking of, not Gay.
That's what he wanted to see before the game against Croatia. We know all about Carlos Queiroz in the English game from his 2 spells as assistant to Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United. The Sunderland fans will testify this is some venue.
Got England tonight and Scotland Thursday. Their final group game against Brazil.
It's going to be England to kick off. And it will, as is now customary, be Declan Rice as the first kick.
Get down. Get down. Willow. Get down. Get down. Get down. Oh. Oh. Mm. Right. Okay. There you go. Wanky, you had a good match in the first game. Not a lot of experience at international level, so he did very well.
At Real Madrid since the last big tournament, the European Championships in Germany, and you can see the difference in his nature as a player. Not rightly so with his ability. It's one for his James.
Get down. Get down.
Has already done. The team is coaching for only the third time.
My dog acting up.
More disciplined defensively. He just loses his way with a fancy tap for a goal throw, which is pretty fine. Great cheers from the Gabby contingent. Behind the goal, England are attacking. You can see what he's trying to do. Jude Bellingham tried to just flick it with the outside of that right foot. Didn't get the contact that he wanted.
Come on.
Skinny admits he's got a little bit of space in front of him. Decided not to charge into it. It goes into reverse gear.
Come on then.
He's from London. He's playing in Istanbul with Chelsea.
Alright.
That looked offside. The flag was indeed ball. The finish was not in any case. He was very quick to spot it. He certainly was.
Alright. Come on up here.
Concepts. Waving teammates forward. He was shouting across the gate. He had Declan Rice. Spence now. One of Rice's being for Chelsea. Two eyebrows raised when he made the squad. He was starting lineup. Really good form on the other day.
Yeah. Fair tackle. That wasn't that. Get down. Get down. Bloody acting up. Gonna have to put this dog in a cage in a minute.
Seen the quality of his set piece delivery all season long. He wants intensely. Just the space in there. We did speak to so that one was on us. Giving away by my work. How are you? Just missed out Semenyo.
Yeah, Ghana have looked pretty solid defensively so far.
Really switched on. When Ghana break, they will do it quickly. Well, Anthony Gordon was really switched on there.
And they're pretty sharp on the counter attack.
Anderson. Gordon. Gordon's immediately met by Marvin Semenyo. Again, he did well, Gordon. It was a tough ball to handle, that was. Still working. Dart forward from Reece James. No way through to him, though. So I'm going to try a different route. Again, numbers back from Ghana, though. Making it very difficult for Mudwacky to go past anyone. There's 2v1. James. Belling just lost the race. And it was actually quite a nasty collision. I think it's absolutely right to stop the game. Bellingham got the brunt of that from the significant figure of Jerome Otoja. Right together. Very, very clever run. And that wasn't a bad ball either from Harry Kane and taking that ball out to Mudwacky. And it was okay. He started with a word to the referee. The fire's burning. Toku launches the Ghana free kick. Trying to find Williams over on the right hand side instead on the England left. Threatened to be Gordon, but not back to Ghana. Gordon is making his way to the middle. The supporting run from Sanaya. Elliot Anderson tripped him every step of it.
We had two really good defensive work. Seen it from Anthony Gordon already, and this time it's Anderson's turn to just shield him off there, and there's no way through.
He's starting to come down a little heavier now.
Just noticeable on that free kick that Ghana had. Position of Jude Bellingham. He wasn't allowed to go back to the goalkeeper or to the other centre half. There was only one position they could kick that ball, and it was long, which will suit England.
Yeah. Gordon lets it run. Declan Rice. Arrived to that.
Get down. Get down.
Mm-hmm. 2 years, 2 relegations. We'll not be sticking around the League One. And Ghana's record appearance maker in number 122, 2 more than brother Andre managed. There's Kane. There's Bellingham. then she carried it away. It's the actual time.
Get down. Get down. Stop it. Ghana have got a good base. It'll take a good ball into the box or a spectacular shot from England probably to open them up. Good game.
James. Just about in range. So I was just thinking that myself. It is in range, there's no doubt about it. Why wouldn't you? Tricky conditions for the goalkeeper, been raining all morning. Why not test him? Okay, but he's only just got back into the team. He was first choice before Carlos Queiroz' appointment. A real Rick in letting one in against Mexico in May. A world-class performance. We can get excited and be positive with what we've seen from England up to now. It is only up to now. But they did well. Improvements to be made defensively, but for the most of it was very, very good and friendly to look forward to, hopefully. This past the 20, which will come up against Croatia. The case with having a top line on. Also was in range of a little touch. Couldn't get it on target. Still got vivid memories of the 2 against Real Madrid for Arsenal last season. The season before last in the Champions League. Well, they were just about the best free kicks I'd ever seen, and they came minutes apart. I was there that night and enjoyed them. Kay was caught there by Jonathan Gypsy. That's a worry for England. Every time he goes down, it is a real worry for England. There's no doubt it's a foul. Comes in with the elbow straight in the back of the neck, isn't it?
Come on then.
really well. James. Well, that could be one heck of a pass it is. Collected by Gordon. Rises in the box with Kane. Gordon twisting and turning Senaya. Anderson. Texas is on the up. Spence, that was a nice little move.
Nice ball.
It's Rice. Jesse staying in his way. Heck of the going now. Well, mention about stretching as much as he can. And that was a great example of that in the switch of play. The bench is getting back down to the left-hand side. Rice is a good defending though. JT. That's how you bring that defence down when there's no need. Push the play as quick as possible with a great ball like that. Awesome corner. Okay. It's short for a easy work away. Turning in towards Thompson. Play by Gideon Benson. James. First of all, now Anderson to Spence. Bellingham. James. James nearly got half a yard. He's got the chance to cross. There's a wrestle going on between Thompson and
Probably should have put it in first time, James.
he was bringing fairly out.
It's okay.
England supporters looking just getting a little bit of start, getting a little bit of joy. We normally found the sides very much like in the first game. We just see that left
Good game.
side of Declan Rice and Anthony Gordon. And this time it was the right with Reece James pushing. Dangerous crossing. It's Williams. Trouble the shoulder with Mark Gabby. Pushes him in the back. Would have been a corner, but for that. Well, perhaps without that Mark Gabby would have conceded the corner. So it's a free kick for England.
It's alright.
That's Gabby.
It's alright.
He did that.
Okay. Good game.
With the pace that the both possess, Jet Spence into the left side and Gay in there. Absolutely, I think that's one of the reasons, or maybe the big reasons why they've done that, just to try and stop the counter attack if it's going to happen. Semenyo in the opening game for Ghana against Panama. That's the first concentration match. He's only had a couple of touches so far in this one. Ghana didn't trouble the goalkeeper in the first half at all. He didn't have one effort at all. Semenyo is the player you would think they need to get the ball to the ball. This first ever season in the top flight. 21 goals in all competitions for Bournemouth and Manchester City. Okay. So holds off Semenyo. He got caught by Jordan Martin, and he's been fouled by it. Yeah, really tight in contact in the midfield. Bellingham's finding it really tough to get on the ball in front of the back four. Steve and Clarksy are both doing a really good job of stopping that change. Just lacked the drifting back away from the goalkeeper outside. Very gratefully lies on the ball. Down on now. Still one, haven't we? So goalkeeper holding on the corner awarded. Another flash of heads. We need medical attention for this one. It's Reece James, Jordan Ayew, who didn't hear or detect
kept James coming. I actually, in typical style, has put himself about a bit in the early stages. As he's had to work very, very hard, as I've done all the Ghana players. On the track back when they haven't got the ball, which has been the majority of this game, and trying their very best to get as far forward as they can. This is an interesting point of order. Players across their respective technical areas. Have a look at the Declan's free kick, first of all from the view of the referee. It's not been called as the official hydration break. But everybody is having a drink. I wonder if we'll bother with one after this. If we do. And the referee's actually calling the players now away from their coaches and back into the middle. Why not, with 21 minutes played, why not just call the break now while there's a delay?
I mean, that would be just common sense, wouldn't it?
He's probably had to jump and think, just like 2 minutes and then we'll have a stop. Well, we had one.
That was nonsense anyway. Pouring all morning, all yesterday. Not hot.
It's perfect for football, isn't it? But maybe somebody's not ready to press the button to put the adverts on just yet. Joel Nye has got to require treatment.
Alright.
Steelers is getting a message out too. It's to Williams and Sanaya over on the far side of the field, the Ghana right.
I mean, it's been what? Nearly 2 minutes now anyway. It just seems crazy for the referee not to say, let's have the break now.
It would not be surprised at all, you know. The game will restart and within seconds. She'll call for the hydration progress to me.
Bit of a farce.
Anti-patients are in great spirits, never mind the weather. And Terry's got himself a good seat for this one. Right behind the president's people. Ready to go again. We will go initially without these changes to Jordan Nye. These changes, but now stretching as you can see, slippery in the pocket. Jordan Nye is actually right old bandage. That's why he's taking a seat next to the Ghana technical reserve. And on we go, just for a minute. Party. Richie. And took by Gabby, but it did just go out. Will it go on throw it? No, it's not. The referee's trying to order his assistant there. Somebody said something in their ear. Now he's back on. Good. And this one might come on the left initially, so we get through it all. So it's entering. And listen to Gabby. Working coming into the right wing. Next Gideon Benson. Belling. Anderson. That's what Ghana have done well. When that ball's gone in behind, not only have they won the header, but they won the second ball as well with the way they're tracking back. Gordon. Intercepted by Seaver. Comes to Rice. Comes to Seaver again. James. Bellingham.
Well, they haven't blown up for the hydration break yet. Maybe they wait till the play stops.
James. Won't get the elevation that he needed. Semenyo now. Got stuck. He's back at Anderson. And he brings Anderson down. He could have a free kick.
is the front man again. We stand for a throw-in. Well, the noise in here will tell you. The referee has called a halt so the players can go over and have a hydration break. I think that's the right little shake of the head as he walks towards the technical area. And QR code is on your screen again. And new for the World Cup, you'll be familiar with this now. You can follow the match from every angle. You can see from the viewpoint of the players. Just scan that code to get the World Cup 3D experience from the BBC Sport app. So, as you think about doing that, let's get the viewpoint of Wayne Rooney on what he's seen so far. What have you made of it, Wayne?
Yeah, I think it's been what we expected. Kind of sitting behind the ball and making it very difficult for England to find space. But I think for England it's very important to keep the width. And Jude Bellingham definitely likes to start making runs in behind, rather than coming to feet all the time. But I think this game's all about patience, and in things like this, we describe to your second sense forward, and you can get more across the box. So what's expected for up the tempo a little bit, I think the tempo is a little bit slow, up it, and I think we'll be fine.
That's where we've got another former England centre forward next to me who was nodding in agreement with just about every word. Yeah, we basically said that, did we? Trying to keep the width as much as possible. When you do get out there, then that ball has to be delivered. And on the 2 or 3 occasions that we've had that, I think we've had 4 balls in, and also Declan Rice's free kick wasn't a great ball. You've got to make the very most of them to upset that four in the midfield to get through. I certainly agree with him about if this were to continue even up to in the second half, and don't be surprised with another 4 on and go direct. There's no harm in that.
That's talking about this work. Really intense fashion and typical Thomas Tuchel style there. I don't think he's too happy with what he's seen so far.
Let's just quickly tell you what you can see later on. Panama against Croatia, the other game in this group. That's tonight, 11:50 on BBC One and iPlayer. And then as we get into the small hours of tomorrow, Wednesday morning, the Democratic Republic of Congo against Colombia. You can listen to that on 5 Live, BBC Sounds from 3 a.m. And don't forget, tomorrow night, what to really look forward to, Scotland against Brazil. That's 10 p.m. tomorrow.
No, Scotland, Brazil's tomorrow. Not fair. I thought it was Thursday. Should be a good match. I guess I'm streaming tomorrow then. I could get.
Good to go again. Well, we are in 8 seconds time anyway. It'll be an England throw-in. But he's taking it all 3 seconds early there, Jeff. That's what let me know about it. So we are going to have, I would think, at least 7 minutes added onto this half. And he's not really quite got going. Brief moments for England, but Benjamin Asari in the Ghana goal, not tested. That's too much of a test for goal. That's an example of what they've got to do, though, because you notice the run from Declan Rice alongside Harry Kane, which then took the midfielder back and opened it up for if that ball were to find Anthony Gordon, then it left 1v1 rather than 2v1, not being able to get across him. Concept. Gabby. Take out Black Pickford on his Spence. Gordon with it. Spence now needs it.
Good tackle.
They were away with it. Gordon's going to get back there. And it's not such a good tackle. It's going to be a free kick for Marvin Sanay. Carlos Queiroz will be very happy, obviously, from his new side. But from his point of view, his game plan is working really, really well. We've said it again. Everyone getting the ball. But we've frustrated England.
Get down. Get down. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on.
Black Stars. And it goes on.
Good girl. Come on then. Get up there. Come. Good girl.
It's gone because they frustrated England. Wherever Jude Bellingham goes, there's someone with him. Jeff Spencer trying to come into the midfield, and there's someone with him too. The options on for England in this match. Got to keep moving the ball quickly, not get frustrated. You can see by the body language just how frustrated Thomas Tuchel was during that migration break. Simple message to the press yesterday. We need to do things better despite the opening win.
Good block.
What do this time? Spence. With a flip to McGregor. Working clear. Thomas Partey. Come back to it now. Cleared it by Mensah. He's having to work to keep it. And he just lost the inevitable contact for him later. Free kick out of it. Really well won by the left foot Gideon Mensah. Both fullbacks, both centre-backs started again. 2 ground in the goal. It was a foul, there's no doubt about it. But unfortunately, we get the ball into the box. The ball in the box from Maguire on the right-hand side. It was a back.
Competitive game, even though it's not the best game to watch. Ghana working very hard. Good girl. Gordon, a good old school winger. That's what England want to be doing there. Great tackle. Okay. I think we'd already had 3 goals by this point in England's first game. 2 at least.
at him. Snare's doing a good job, isn't he, on Gordon at the minute. He's getting tight, not giving him an inch of space. Underneath Barcelona boundary, stifled by the fullback from Auxerre in France, who only just escaped relegation from Ligue 1 last season. That's what England have been missing. When they've been 1v1, they chose to go inside and pass it. They need to do that more. A very good ball, and it just gets up a little bit too early, Declan Rice. Can't guide it towards goal. Yeah, exactly. That's what he wants. Players to be more positive. And attack when he 1v1. Easy option, passing it inside. James. He's on his way.
Get down. Get down.
Oh no, unfairly so. The referee's indicated that ball, hasn't he? And that's what he said, yeah. Well, I have a free kick now. I can just try to slow it down a little. Carlos Queiroz has only had one previous game against England. New management, that was at the last World Cup. And was at the game 6-2 win against his Iran. An interesting line about that this week. So I was not defeated. In football, we never lose. We win or we learn. And so instead, Anderson.
Yeah.
It's all too safe at the minute. Not risking their game. Players have got to be prepared when they get that one-on-one opportunity, like the way he did 3 or 4 minutes ago. Just want to get a yellow for that.
Come on, get up. No. Willow. Willow. Get down. Get down. Yeah, he'll probably give it a bit of time to cool before making subs. Maybe 10, 15 minutes into second half. We'll see. I mean, as it is, they could use with an extra bit. Maybe over the top. Someone like Watkins might be a good option.
She's going to get a yellow card here. The referee didn't see Walter Mandage at first, but then he saw a token of beating the ground in apparent pain. And he said it was worth the book. He definitely is actually seeing the funny side of it. England's first yellow card of the competition. He thought he had every right to go for the ball. He tried to take the lead for his team and press him and go forward and try to win that ball back. And just a chance he thought he could nick it, and yet he's a little bit late and he catches it and shoots a yellow one. Certainly looked worse when we saw it in replay. He had to go for the ball, though, didn't he? He didn't get it. It's very true. Not every bit of contact's a yellow card, does it? That is very true as well. And so, James.
Did well.
You were going to give a free kick for the challenges to Man U earlier. Decided against it. Well, first and foremost, running really clear. In which James Semenyo does it with the old shoulder there. Got to be stronger in that situation. And that would be the prominent one there.
Good girl. Good girl.
So Semenyo now will bring the ball into the England box. James was strong this time. Semenyo again. Always knew he was going to be a real danger. He could go into the game, and he's played it against James. Stunning with lucky there to win the corner as well. He's been the first half strongly. This is their first stand really. Any sort of sustained attack. Yeah, the vast majority of their play has been superb defensively. And you're right, it is the first time they've caused a bit of a threat to England. Some more look at the stations. 3 on 3 there. From IU. Out of the danger zone by Concert. James. I'm going to miss it. You mentioned. Agenti.
Oh, nice play.
Stopped by James. Ball's not quite fully rolled out.
Wow.
And working. James. Since there might be a few thinking same old again. Yeah, it's been a frustrating half for England. Go back to my point about playing around them. Haven't been enough of runners past Harry Kane. Haven't played enough balls through. Everything's been too safe. Logan there tries to break forward. He's got forward to win England a corner. Good run. And he got a pass to find him. To play those long passes, though, you have to have those runs from the midfield. We haven't seen hardly any of it from him. Declan Rice maybe did it once, but no. Not near enough. So they're doing it with the corner. Danilo stepping closest to the goalkeeper slowly.
Just 6. Well, there'd be a bit more than that added on. Get down. Get down. Come on. No. No.
Concept. Wicket. Okay. Just no way through for the English. Anthony Gordon again coming in alongside Harry Kane and the hope that Jet Spence can go on the left hand side. Wicket. Flex the wicket. Just a little bit too much. The ball runs away. Ghana getting goal kick, which is cheered really enthusiastically by their supporters behind the goal. Yeah, again, really good work from Ghana. Everyone back, no space. Much was made of the half-time team talking the day. Unless something changes in these next 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to need that again. We're going to need a bit more urgency, a bit more pace to the pass and be more direct. I don't mean sometimes not kicking it long, but Bruno's being direct, taking more chances when they've got the ball 1v1. Because at the minute, I think it's been very much the easy options for most of the England players. Safe options. Concept. Spins midfield into the centre circle and what's it? Yeah, he lost it. Just got it away before Juventus arrived. Gabby. Through the depth of Rice. Rice to Kane. Kane to sight. It's off the bar. It's behind rather for a corner. Everybody standing still and quarter back line as Kane's shot was deflected.
Great blocking again.
To open and move that defence around, which he hadn't done too much.
Hello. Get down. Get down. The deliveries haven't really been that good so far from England. And that one's not the best. Get down.
More evidence of the channel. Seems like Ghana defending is too good in the way. First chance he's had to even think about a strike. Yeah. That would kick. Might think about it now. 4. So it's up to right. That's why from 4 over.
Get down. Get down.
Gets that ball. There's 3 or 4 around him straight away, and that there sums that up. But there's just no way through for him.
Smothered him. Come on then.
Sorry, looking for you. Back from there. And JT. Now you're at you. Ball played by Bellingham. That was a challenge that was born entirely frustration. The ref will bring it back for a free kick for Ghana. He gets the pass away, but he is fouled. Jude Bellingham, please. Emotions on full display there. He's had it up a bit.
troubled the keeper at all. England had them in the possession that they've had, for the passes that they've had. Not been too many good passes to worry Ghana. No, they defended really, really well. And chances, if we could call them that, Declan Rice free kick the whistle though, and then his header that also put over the bar. That's been the sum total. It's been a frustrating first 54 minutes in the end here for England, just outside Boston. Ghana have been terrific in defence. There's one or two problems on the break as well. And now, once again, it is over to Charles Tuchel to find the right words and fire up his England players. Although looking at Jude Bellingham here, some maybe need calming down a bit. At half time, it's England nil, Ghana nil.
Frustration for England on the watching because that's what exciting.
I am. I think it's what we expected. Because a lot of I think a little bit more movement when you play against Hull block, which you'll see in a bit. You need a little bit more movement just to unorganise and get them out of position to try and capitalise on that.
First game of the tournament, not had a shot on target. Could go in the first half.
Yeah, but the numbers are adding up. We just saw the stats there. The pressure's building. Not ideal. Of course, we've flown into this game and pre-game we were building England up. But it's just not that easy. Ghana looked organised. Carlos Queiroz has obviously got them with those spaces. It's hard for England to get through a congested backline. I'm really confident they're going to find a way.
Yeah, and one of the things before the game was talking about Croatia. The difference was Croatia was pressing. They were jumping, which then gave England that space. But today, we knew Ghana was going to be in that low block, like Wayne said, in terms of the way they defended. To be absolutely brilliant, really organised. We talk about spaces, when to jump off. To be a really good performance on there. Stage on the mid-3. England just need to keep calm and then patient.
You have a look at how they're dealing with this level. Like you said, we knew Carlos Queiroz was going to team up practice. He does 35% possession with every single touch he's managed. But there are signs of hope towards the end of the half and how they're managing it.
Yeah, I think early on in the half, I think Declan Rice and Jude Bellingam's position were very key to England breaking them down. And if we look now, the positions that the ball taken up, they need to be looking to make it runs in behind. So now look how congested and how difficult that is to play through. 4-5-1, very difficult to play through. And I think for Declan Rice, with Harry Kane's off the team, we need to see Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham.
Declan Rice.
It's plenty, tight, you can't get through, you can't see it pass. And it's very difficult to break that down. And Ghana defended really well, to be fair to them. And again here, England go for time to get through. And this time it's actually going in that position, but it's tight. With a little bit of luck, we get through. And then Jude Bellingham nearly gets through here. And then Ghana go away the ball. But here, now if you look at Jude Bellingham's position, I'd like to see him, you see that square, I'd like to see him in this position so that if the ball does come wide to Magalaki, he can make that run into the penalty box, but it's too inside the pitch. Now when it does come across to Magalaki, look at the distance, and no one is near him. So now Magalaki has to be more positive here, but 1-1, but he doesn't. Then we change in that position, and he makes a very good
No one isn't here.
and then gets through here. So I just think being a bit more positive with the runs. So now this is Declan Rice on the ball. Jude Bellingham now. We should be in this position here, so if the ball doesn't take down the game, he's marking himself, he's putting himself in.
He's marking himself.
And it makes it a lot easier to defend. But then now we've got Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham in better position. Declan Rice threatening to make the run behind, now Jude making the run behind, taking the back. So now we're still Logan, but we're trying to make the run slightly a bit more positive. And I'd imagine this is what Thomas Tuchel is saying to them. Let's try and take them out their positions to make it a little bit easier and try to a bit more space around the box or in the penalty box.
Yeah, the entire Ghana team have only made 4 more successful passes than Esri Konsa has with 73.
Yeah, I think it's still 0-0, and that's the job that they came to do. I just think with what Wayne's saying there as well, I think as a defender, everything's in front, it's too easy. Runners in behind. You mentioned about Rice and Bellingham's position. Totally agree with that on the ball, when you want to thread them balls through the lines, but also make the runs behind. When I'm a defender and I'm constantly having to check my shoulder, it's so difficult to defend. It's almost like everyone wants the ball to feet, and when it comes to feet, there's not enough space to do what they need to do, which means let everyone frustrating, essentially.
Shall we get some reaction then from inside the England camp? Because Anthony Barry, who is of course assistant head coach, is talking to Kay's. Well, Anthony, a frustrating first half from an England point of view. What's your message to the players?
Overall, it's been absolutely okay half from our point of view. Again, we probably expected to be a difficult challenge, difficult opponent. They defend deep, probably even expected 10, 12 metres deeper than the last two opponents that they played with. So the condenses between the lines really condensed, the spaces are really condensed. So then they have this incredible speed that they can also cover the spaces. So it's been difficult to break them down. So the headline for us is probably patience in the game, to continue to attack with a stable base, because Ghana are a team that have exceptional counter-attack options, and we've negated that so far. And overall, just stay with it. We're a team that's always been able to open the game up with a set piece, or with our boys from the bench. So the message is patience, and just keep going.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times the word patience was uttered in the studio. Only by you, Joe.
Yeah, but it's true, and it's key. You know, they're putting the work in. Anthony Barry's just addressed they are a lot deeper than even they expected. So they'll have a few technical tweaks they can take care of, a few more key messages. But trust me, they're sapping the legs of the Ghanaian players. They're not going to have necessarily that sharpness. We talked about that England bench coming on in the second half. They're not going to look forward to that scoreboard coming up and seeing who's coming on. They'll be ready to feed.
He also mentioned set pieces as well, and there have been opportunities from crosses, but the delivery's just not quite come on.
Yeah, it's just not quite believed in it, have they? It's just that Declan Rice we got so used to at Arsenal, just floating it into the middle, not to the strength. The boy's not timing the runs.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're getting in really good positions, and it's just James, who's technically so good, and he's just not found his man. Yes, he's saying the runs could be a little bit better. Madueke as well, if he's not going to go one-on-one here, when he passes it back, he has to be delicate so he can do his first right one, numbers in the box.
Okay, come on.
Come. The difference, and it is frustrating. I don't credit for the way they defend it, but when the quality of the ball needs to be better. You see the box all there, and one of these has to change in the second half.
And just on that, I think Madueke, everything's coming inside, so he's scored on the right, on the left, right footed, Madueke on the right, left footed. I'd like to see Rashford off the right.
Yeah,
Actually on the outside.
No, this is where he should be going on the outside. He actually comes back on his left foot, and again they have to recycle the ball. But this is the successful one. He's got to go at it, because he can go onto his right foot and he puts a lovely delivery in. And if the guys know he's going to go down the they know what to do. And we recommend him on that. We've seen him do it down for Arsenal. But when he goes on the outside, it just changes up a little bit, and it makes it harder for him to deal with when they go on a 2v1. If he goes and zip early, it's 1v1. Get on I
think just having a right foot player there, I think Rashford, who's got a very good cross, having him, that might make the fullback have to be a bit more honest. The captains down the outside might take a little bit more space, a little run down front.
I think Saka.
I think Saka has got to be consistent in that second half. I feel this was always my level. When teams pressed us, we all got to score and Saka can run. But when you're playing with the teams, you're not blocked. You've got to take somebody on, and that's what I think the game's crying out for.
So the hydration break became just before that injury, and that took a while to sort out. And we were chatting to Darren kind of about whether or not the rest could decided to bring that in early, and he said he's probably inexperienced and worrying that he would then face a little bit of the telling of tomorrow when they have their post-match briefing. And it does cause, frustration. You see Declan Rice that really frustrated them when the break was then called, because they just stopped for 3 minutes.
Yeah, I get it. I know it's frustrating, but I'm probably the person that you don't want to talk to, Gabby, because I like clarity. It can't be done until the 23rd minute or whatever it is. And so be it. If someone's injured, it just takes away any conversation. And that's what FIFA are trying to do. I know they're going to frustrate the life out of everyone, and we'd love common sense to prevail, but you give a little bit of wiggle room. people start going off script. I like hey, Oscar.
I like playing the real, so I was
We're just about keeping it on track. Okay, thank you very much for the moment. Well, one news line, the cameras cut away before the handshakes, but it's being reported that Jed Spence did not shake hands with Thomas Partey pre-match. Partey was refused a visa for the opening game in Canada. Of course, he's been charged with 7 counts of rape and 1 sexual assault. He's denied the charges and is scheduled to go on trial next year. Okay, let's have a bit of half-time break.
Give it up with the greatest of all time.
What's possible?
Your superstar lineup of unforgettable characters and absolute icons.
The stakes couldn't be higher. Please do continue drinking with Sarah.
From football legends to TV royalty, watch them all on BBC iPlayer.
The other game in Group L, Croatia versus Panama, follows us at 11:50 on BBC One and iPlayer. Colombia take on DR Congo in the early hours of the evening. Listen to that on BBC Sounds. And Scotland's final group game against Brazil is live on the BBC tomorrow night. Coverage begins at 10 o'clock. And it might not be one for Scotland fans particularly, but the story of England's golden generation is available to watch right now on iPlayer.
what I want to speak about.
The real tragedy of being a party is what it takes.
I'm not a believer in fairy tales. But I am a believer in dreams.
Nothing is ours by right. We've got to earn it. Keep going. Keep believing.
Dear England, watch now on BBC iPlayer. And from Dear England to Dear Alan, our Alan, it is waiting to have a quick discuss with us there. Alan, I'm sure you've been listening in to what the guys in the studio thought about England's first half and the frustration that was obviously building and not finding a way through that low block. Is it just a matter of time because of the fatigue that Ghana are going to feel in the second half and continue to play that way?
Well, you'd hope so, but from an England point of view, they need to move the ball quicker. They need to stop playing the safe option. Everything's been too easy in terms of getting the ball. There's not been enough urgency when, particularly wingers or fullbacks have got the ball to then go and attack and to try and get the ball in, and that's been it. Frustrating for me. I know it's very difficult when teams, and I don't care what they say about the ability, when teams sit as deep as Ghana are doing it, it's tough. But to get around that, you've got to play through rather than play around. Not those little 10-yard passes. You've got to get the ball really quick. And when you get the ball, you have to be more positive for England. I understand that patience is a big word, but what we saw in that first half, I think they can do a lot better. I'm hopeful they'll do that after a half-time team talk.
And we saw Thomas Tuchel make very dynamic substitutions that had a real impact on the game in the game against Croatia. Do you expect him to follow that pattern and make those changes quite quickly? And if so, who would you like to see them in?
Yeah, if he doesn't do it immediately, then it wouldn't surprise me after 5 or 10 minutes. If nothing changes, then you'll see maybe Rashford or Saka or Rodgers again, because they are 3 brilliant players to come on. You can imagine the opposition when they're doing so well and having a look at it across and seeing those 3 come on. Hopefully that will do the trick as well. But it won't be long if it stays the same.
And in terms of the mood of the fans in there, because I imagine, like us, they were very excited about this game, hoping that England would pick up where they left off against Croatia. It hasn't, quite panned out like that yet. Is there a growing sense of frustration there, or are they giving it all they've got in terms of supporting?
No, they're sticking with their team. I think there's plenty of noise. There's still plenty of excitement, in the hope that they will change in the second half.
Just a quick one. Mike was wondering where you got your bill from.
I nicked it off someone in the hotel. One of our content guys. He very kindly gave it to me. He stood in the t-shirt for 10 minutes while I kept dry. Really back now, though. So, did I hear from Mr. Hugo Dross himself?
And now you're getting rained on all of the names back. Thank you very much, Alan. I'll speak to you later. Thomas Tuchel is a master of communication. This is the kind of, the watchword from the last week, isn't it? The way he talks to the players, the way he he's very direct. That is what he did at half time. What's going on in there right now, Joe?
I think the conversation, like I say, I think Anthony Barry touched on it, then being a lot deeper than they expected. I think they'll hold their hands up and say they hadn't prepared for that. So they'll have a plan for it. I think one thing with Ghana, they've been very good. They've been very solid in the middle, but they've been predictable in what they do. And this is where someone like Thomas Tuchel has been brought in to unlock this defence, to make changes, to change it up a little bit. I'm sure he's all over it.
I just want to ask you, Wayne, you've faced many low blocks, haven't you? You've been in that position. What do you want to see more from Kane? Because he's been isolated up there.
I think being a bit more patient in and around the penalty box. And I've had advice of being patient. For me, you need to keep the pitch big, keep your wingers out wide. But you need to, even though in a low block, you can still stretch them. So when you stretch them in that low block, you need to get more cross in the box and bodies, because then you might pick up the second ball, and then on all that, then you get them little spaces inside the penalty box.
Ollie Watkins is apparently out there warming up. You mentioned 2 centre forwards. So,
Yeah, you mentioned that, didn't you, Wayne, in terms of my view. I think he's a perfect player for this game, because when we talk about people running behind, he gives that oneness as well. And actually, the link up between him and Kane, he seemed to just stretch this guy there in the defence.
I don't think you need to feed the others, and I think probably definitely right ball for Ollie Watkins. That's what I'd do. And then you'll have 2 Bellmans to be the 10 on his own, and you have 2 forwards in there to get them all across the box and try to score.
okay, let's head back out to Boston. Your commentary team, Alan Shearer, of course, alongside Guy Logan.
Thank you, Gabby. Welcome back, everyone. And there's that QR code on the screen once again that you can scan to buy or renew your TV license, which you need to enjoy the World Cup on BBC TV, BBC Sounds, and online. Not just Ollie Watkins warming up reasonably vigorously during the half-time break, but 4 or 5 others as well. Marcus Rashford was the first to return to the seats on the edge of the pitch, the dugout, with his shirt in hand, presumably having been given the final countdown to get ready, but it doesn't put the others up to reacted by making changes during the break. Now I've understand that half-time, so we go into the studio, 10 minutes or so. I expect 1 or 2 to come on. Players all in a huddle. Repeat what they did in the first 45 minutes plus 6, and there will be a very happy camp indeed. It's going to be Ghana. You have the first kick of the half. Jordan, are you? Has that honour? He's got 6 years at Crystal Palace, time at Villa and Swansea, and is just leaving Leicester now. That's the game going again. Jake Spencer with the first successful challenge. Side step away from Williams. Wrighton looking down as though he lost his bearings. Didn't know where the touchline was there. Certainly got his touch wrong, and knew he didn't. Maybe there's something about this city-stroke area of the USA. England's only previous game here was an infamous match when they lost 2-0 to the USA in June 1993. 1 down at the break, then Alexi Lalas got the second. And of course, it was the scene where it all began for the US to get independence in 1776. This game, looking at me amused, it's the Boston Tea Party and all that. You know, it's just not going to give you the credit. I know how long you work on it. No, you're right not to. This game, Spence, Gordon. Get down by Sané. Does he in particular just have to be a little bit more adventurous, or is it purely down to Marvin Sané and Shapley? Sané has been absolutely superb. I think he's gone past him once actually, Anthony Gordon. Where he'll be looking to improve in this half. Coming to Spence. Rice. 10 count towards goal. Sene is there again. And space. It's what England will throw, but back keeping the ball against Iñaki Williams. This game against Croatia, we saw the different mindset, the different approach of England pretty much straight away. There's Partey. Semenyo will chase. Pickford's Henry back to his goal. He was on the edge of the box for a brief moment. Semenyo can't beat Bellingham. A well-timed tackle like this. So
Good tackle.
Come on. Left the space open and behind him. And he had to have someone cover his back. Bellingham did that. There's Partey. Looks to be a bit more adventure for Ghana. I don't think that will be a bad thing for England. There's ball. Just clears both Concert and Ayew. Here's Anderson. Try and draw them onto them, which then will clearly leave a little bit more space up front. Try and move them and shift them around. Sanea. Multiple ball. Ghana had the throw. Brilliant tackle. Timed it so well. Partey. Jurenci. Towards Sanea coming in from the right. Get away from Gordon. Sanea across. For a brief second, it looked as though it was going all the way across to give Williams a tap it. But as much as we've been praising his defensive work today, and rightly so, that was a brilliant run from Sanea again, asking so many different questions. Bellingham. Rolling in from the left wing. Ball's always likely to beat him. Just with the pace on the pitch with been so much rain, isn't it? And still at Ports, yeah. I understand it's absolutely cracking the flags back at home. Like he's staying in front of and enter if he can. And he could.
Alright.
Wise old bird is making a difference with his new charges. 6th World Cup, so he goes 5th World Cup rather, so he goes that was before the nearly 2 inch behind the great cars like Virgil Torero. Bet against him, popping up in 2030. Back at home in Portugal for Vardo. Spence to goal. Gay. Steve is on it. Foul by Partey. And look at Rice down the outside, but not there. Didn't think that run was on. I thought Declan should have left in for the 1v1. You know, when you make that overlap, when you're that close, you take the opportunity for him then to be left 1v1 to take him on. Got the pass all wrong anyway. An in-house Arsenal disagreement. Just away by Sarri before Bellingham got to it. Anderson was struggling with that. Here's Seaver, letter in for Mensah down the left. 3 pushing forward for Ghana. Ayew the first of the trio. Mensah.
Okay.
On the throw.
attacking wise. James, assistant referee wasn't there, you know. Now he's put his flag in the air and he is going to give a corner. I think somebody's had a word. He didn't get that. He wasn't up for the play.
I agree. I think he was 7 or 8 yards short of the line. And I think someone's giving it the nod there to say that ball was out.
So we'll go on the corner. Maybe taking everything. Logan breaks. He actually jumped into Gordon, was trying to get him out of the way. That's mishit, but it might be a problem for Pickford is surely fouled when the flag's up. I think we'll get the decision. Urenchi jumping at him rather than with him.
Get away with that. No chance. Gets the cross wrong anyway. And it was offside. He was offside.
And our second minutes, and no discernible change for England just yet. Ghana having a bit more of a go. Anderson's been followed and fouled by Ayew. Russ. Gabby.
Get down. Get down.
James. Breaks for Bellingham. Bellingham ran into the back goal. Otoku. Back to his feet very quickly. Concert to Anderson. Anderson, he got there. And he was just too quick for Sibo, so England get a free kick. Harry Kane is trying to play that against Sibo, right under the ref's nose. What he's doing there.
Yeah, but at least if someone's trying to run in behind, as Bellingham did, and Mike Wecky did again. Just looking at that back four, you've got to upset that back four. You've got to somehow move them around. But it's too easy.
Rocky's crossed way over Kane and Salah is told to leave it. Got the message just in time. It's going to be a Ghana goal kick.
Alright.
Thomas Tuchel is out to the edge of the technical area, and he is furious with somebody down there, Alan.
Telling either Anthony or Jet Spence to get up in that position. It was noticeable before when Gordon went inside, there was nothing that was coming on the outside of him. Now, the reason he goes inside is to create that space in behind him for one of his teammates to go and make that run.
Hey Clement, how are you? Yeah, it's okay. Quite tense.
Spence.
Ghana have done well. Frustrating game so far for England.
Something close by Semenyo. Leading to James. And working.
Probably some changes on the way if things don't change.
Away from Semenyo. England get a throw in. Thinking about that word that's been used a lot today now, patience. When does it start to run out?
Well, patience, but also urgency. That's one of the reasons why Tuchel's going mad on the touchline is because it's still too slow.
Spence. Gordon, Jet Spence.
Nice.
Spence gets it through. It's not with Anthony Gordon now. It's Bellingham.
Mm.
Now Matt Wake.
Oh,
No way through still. Rice. Gordon. Gives a go. It's straight at the side.
probably England's best move of the game so far. Get down. Get down.
The words, the exasperation, the borderline anger is all being directed at Anthony Gordon and Jet Spence, who are the unfortunate players
players who are closest to it and getting the brunt of it. But I said that's the first time that they've linked up as a double act down the left-hand side. It's all been too easy. It's all been passed very slow and timid, and there's not enough urgency. For the first time, Gordon goes inside and Spence follows and goes behind. Now he finds Rice. Kane. Bellingham wants it. Spence. That's Madwick instead. Madwick tries to back himself, and Poku will prevent the corner but give a throw. Anderson. Rice.
Yeah, good challenge.
Spence with it. He's got it to Urenchi. The free kick as Bellingham comes in. The supporters turn to being really frustrated.
Hello.
Gordon.
Right.
England throw. Every time that young man's face appears on the big screen, there are huge cheers around the stadium.
Right.
Gordon. Bellingham. Katie.
Okay.
Gordon Spence a lot more of it now. Anderson. Gordon takes on Williams. I've seen that as a late challenge in Anthony Gordon, who's been left off the field and hurt. Free kick. He's going to give a yellow card as well. I've seen Yaki Williams, who looked like to try and help out Sanaya. He didn't help a lot. Positive a lot from Gordon. One of the few times he's got the ball and gone on the outside rather than choose to go inside on the right foot. Nice free kick. Chance for one or two England players in this game. That's the hour now. Rice in. Anderson at the back. Gordon lets it roll. It's going to be a corner. Well, they worked that really well. See Anderson just put off.
Right off the training pitch. Hello.
It's a good block. Against the chest of Quincy Seaver. Rice will go to the other side to take the corner. We are going to see changes shortly, but looks as though the first ones will be Ghana alterations. So, Gabby, Bellingham and Kane all in a line by the penalty spot. Swung that way, Anderson got up again. Over the top and wide. There's no doubt that delivery's meant for him to run into that space. Declan does his job and trying to find him. Again, he goes up very early. Gets the contact on it, but he just can't guide it to where he wants to. Amidu Seydu is a centre-back on. Which is the Prince Andrew is going to come on as well, striker. I wouldn't be too sure about that because my notes are now completely illegible. The ink has finally run. Gordon. In comes Anderson to win the ball. Kane. Is the ball on there? No. Kane's hurt. Free kick England. Well, the referee couldn't have been any closer. He was only a yard or two away from it. It slid in. Maybe not enough to constitute a booking. Foul look. Let's give us making those changes whilst his team are having to soak up quite a bit of England pressure. Getting to the point of the game now where England have to make the pressure tell. Rice. Ball to Anderson. And now Logan. And that's back with a K. It's right. High distance. Let's see what he tries to do.
Willow, come on, get down.
I said about 5 or 10 minutes I was wrong. It was just over 15, isn't it? That he's going to make the changes. Slowing out to Jetty.
Big yeah.
Spotting a bit of foul here. Jordan Ireland's expressed his displeasure and disbelief, so is Carlos Queiroz now. England have another free kick. The player coming on for Ghana is going to be Leicester's Abdul Fattah, wearing 7. As well as Prince Adu. So, 2 attacking players. 7 the number 2 to go. I can't read the result. Done well reading them. Sitting in your notes now. Yeah, it's continuing to drop heavy. It's going to be a further delay now. There's some treatment as England get their first 2 substitutes ready. And you can see Bukayo Saka and Nico O'Reilly are going to take the field. Saka close to being able to start this game. He's still feeling the Achilles injury that suffered towards the back end of Arsenal's season.
Willow, careful.
He's perfectly okay to start, but next time against Panama, and he's going to get a bit more game time here. 2 good subs to bring on, though, isn't it? Making the changes now. Anthony Gordon going off. That's for Saka. And Jed Spence going off. That's for O'Reilly. He's back to his feet. One have to make their changes with Fatawu and Adu taking the field in yellow. Gabby Williams, who's just received a yellow card in the first 2 passes to the side of the field. I thought substitutes only had 10 seconds. Used every one of them. Another one to come as well. It's Jordan Ireland who's going to go off, so he has to take off the armband first. I bet he'll be more than 10 seconds. A gentle jog towards the touchline there. In the check lead to come on. So he's 7 cap.
Get down. Get down. Come on. Come on. This way.
Gets into the game straight away. Saka down the right and Madueke down the left here. And space opening up for Ghana through the middle with Sebo. Denton Rice has coupled him up. Sebo keeps going though. And Ghana keep going. Pickford made a decision to come for that. There's a collision right on the edge of the box. And the rescue in England's way. Much to England's relief. Declan Rice just gets a ball from the ball. For most of the time, ball leave behind causes England all sorts of problems. And he gets caught in no man's land as John Pickford.
No man's land.
Sided with England there. And I think he's given England the free kick. He has. Prince Adu, who's just come on and barged into Pickford. Look at Carlos Queiroz' reaction. I think we can understand that. I agree with him. I didn't think that was an England free kick at all. I think it could have been the other way. He realises he's in trouble with Jordan Pickford. He knows he's not going to get to the ball. Madueke. New challenge for Marvin Sanea, having seen up Anthony Gordon. O'Reilly. James. Gabby. Well, past the midway point of the half now. Anderson, that's really well picked off, but so was that for O'Reilly. Cable and a strike now. And it's slowing at seconds. You can't blame him, Harry Kane, for having that shot. He just moves it out into the left foot of his and tries to get his shot away. Easy for the keeper. Not had too much joy, has he, Harry? Anderson, another late challenge, this one on Conser. England can get on with it. Anderson wants somebody to help him get on with it. He's having a look around, isn't he, and saying, where's my options? I needed help. Conser's doing the same thing as well. O'Reilly, so that work. Conser. Saka. Up against Mensah. Conser. Anderson. Good work here. Becky delivers. It's a really good ball. Saka decided to take on the header himself. Kane just behind him. Wrong play, really. And that's what happens when you play a left footer on the left side. Certainly more direct. Caught it on the outside and trying to whip that cross in. We've not seen that anywhere near enough from England players today. It's a good ball in. And it's time for the hydration break in the second half. And a QR code on screen now. You can scan it to have your say of who's stood out for you with BBC Sports Player Rater. So let's find out who stood out for Micah Richards. If he's still away, that is.
Of course I'm still away. I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, Ghana have been really good defensively. I love the tactical tweak where Madueke gone out to the left. You see the difference, the importance of having a left footer sometime on the left-hand side. Maybe it's time for Rashford to go on that right-hand side as well. Delivering for England has been a lot better. I think they just need to stay patient. I think you've seen there with Ghana on that transition. If you give them time and space, they can hurt you. And now it's just about getting the opportunity and taking it.
Micah's telling England to stay patient. There must be a need to stay patient. Yeah, I get that and I understand that. But they also need to be more direct. We need to get players who are prepared to go at and be confident and 1v1 in situations. Coming up later tonight, it's Panama against Croatia, the other game in this group. 11:50 is the start time, 10 minutes out of kick-off on BBC One and iPlayer. 3 o'clock in the morning on 5:11 on BBC Sounds, DR Congo against Colombia. You can listen to that, maybe as you drift off. Make sure you're awake for tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on BBC One and iPlayer. Scotland against Brazil from the heat of Miami, where there might be more of a pressing need for a hydration break. Don't think there's one here. But when I said about Micah being awake, it was more to do with his busy life and schedule. But the game is certainly taking a turn for the better. No, but you have to. You're going to face situations like this where teams are going to frustrate you. You're not going to get it all your own way all the time. You have to find a way around things, and that's England's job to do that. Now, Ghana have had the upper hand in their defending. They've been absolutely superb. They're getting their goal behind the ball and they're frustrating England. Now, with a little tweak and a little change, can those little changes make the difference? It certainly did on that last attack England have, because we haven't seen it at all down the left-hand side. So once in the first half down the right from Madueke, now we've seen it down the left when he's come on to that natural side of his with the left foot. Because almost all the time England have chosen to go inside where a lot of the bodies are. And Ghana have had the upper hand in doing that. Another England change during this interval, at least one. Going off. And Everett Chiesa is going to get his first taste of World Cup action. Logan Rogers coming on as well. And he's going to take over from his great friend and rival for a position in that number 10 role from Jude Bellingham. Forgotten where we were before the break. It is a goal kick to Ghana. He's had a really good crossing. We need to see more of it. If England be a bit more positive, I think. Around about 20 minutes then left for England to find a way to make it 2 wins out of 2 to start the World Cup. They've only done that 3 times before, 1982, 2006, and then 2018 in Russia as Gav Southgate's team went to the semi-finals. We were said before the game, didn't we, that it won't be as easy as a lot of people were saying. We're seeing Cape Verde and Curacao and how they have frustrated teams, and that's what Ghana are doing to England. With that in mind, Panama probably won't be either, no? Rice. Saka to James. Yeah, that goes up the last World Cup in Qatar when they opened up with a 6-2 win. England were then frustrated by the United States. Second. Rogers. Followed by Toku. Logan Rogers, he's going into the game straight away. Yeah, who's that person that's going to produce that piece of magic that's been so badly lacking up to now? Who's that one that's going to jump past someone? Find that little bit of ability just to make the difference. Rogers and Kane are ready. Answer and Gabby have arrived. Rice with the outswinger. Handstock Hidechi. Madueke. Towel got back to challenge and then shield. Gonna have a goal kick. Middle of the time these nations met, it finished in a draw 1-1. Andy Carroll had given England the lead at Wembley before Asamoah Gyan equalised in injury time. Came to chase. Try and burn past Tudor. And it's a Sarri's ball. I'm not happy about the last touch there from Harry Kane. Sorry, there's 3 minutes left to sack, and the referee has now stopped the game. Sorry decided to take matters into his own hands. He wanted to throw it out, didn't he? Soler actually went across Kane's path, didn't he? Had to do step out of his way. From a sporting point of view, the referee's done the right thing, but throwing that straight to Bukayo Saka, England might have had an opportunity. I can see what his intention was. The goalkeeper, he wanted it to go out and Saka to let it run. Pleased you want a sporting move anyway. Sorry. every team is going to come out and play against you.
So many of these England players are well used to that with their club side.
Not every team is going to be like Croatia and feel as if they've got the ability to try and take you on. Teams aren't going to sit deep and aren't going to want to frustrate you. And it's up to you to find a way to do that. Whether it's a piece of brilliance, whether it's a set piece, or whatever it is, you have to find a way. And up to now, England have really struggled in that. Ghana have defended brilliantly.
He gets a free kick for Mensa Barge.
Gabby to Madueke. And Riley wanted it in field. Instead, it's down the line for Eze. Loses the ball.
Good challenge, yeah. Oh! Whoa!
And the flag goes up. Anxious moment and then some for England.
England got away with one.
I think this touch there gives England a chance, the goalkeeper, to get back in and get the bodies in and around him. I think it was a really, really poor touch. Conza did well in reading the touch and had to get across. But that's just a warning for England that if they commit too many men forward and leave as much space as that, they might just get punished.
Punished.
79 minutes play. Still goalless. Foxborough, 22 miles southwest of downtown Boston.
Conza.
Getting forward. And he's got the paint on his boots again. Now starts to move. Getting Saka over on the right, patiently waiting. Rice. Conza. Okay, Saka comes in from the wing now. It's the heads out. Saka again. James. Flag up for offside. Free kick Ghana. Again from England. Still very much the same. Still quite content to pass it inside and go from left to right and then back from right to left. For Taro and Idil posed a threat for England, the two subs that have came on. Both had the opportunity to run in behind. Hello, like Thomas Tuchel. Carlos Queiroz changes in the first game, brought Trace. Put on Thomas Asante of Coventry and Abdul Fattah of Leicester in that one. They became much more of a threat. Similar things happening here. There's James. Gay to Madueke. O'Reilly. The switch for Saka. It's beaten Mensa. Maybe big hold on to. Yeah, it's going to be a free kick for England.
It wasn't an easy ball to control. When you're being put under that much pressure, he had to think really quickly. He tries to stick it through the legs. The Mensa he did, he got away with it. He's got a free kick for England.
William Mensa, like his fellow fullback Marvin Sinea, Auxerre in France. Look at the way those two have played today. You think, why did Auxerre struggle so much last season? There was a whole back forward and again. Oh yeah.
Not given any space whatsoever.
Francis nipped away from this one.
Saka. Just swung it in. Couldn't clear Mensa. Thompson's touch wasn't great, but then there's too much contact from Gabby on Urenchi, and it's a free kick for Ghana. Same again, though, isn't it? Free kick, dangerous position. Not beating that front man. Time for Marcus Rashford to try and beat those who stand in his way. He's coming on for Noni Madueke. Came on and scored against Croatia. Gabby set up. Eze. With too much pressure from Urenchi.
None of England's big players have really been at it tonight.
O'Reilly. What they call the challenge. Ref again took the whistle to his lips and decided against blowing as Pickford deals with that really admirably. He had to get the pass spot on, connection right, and he did. Rice. Promised him the top of maybe 15 or 16 stars, didn't he? That he feels can do the job for England. Well, we're seeing the substitution, we're seeing those numbers now. They got behind Declan Rice. Can't get to it quickly enough. Here's Rashford. First time. Looking for Eze. Played out to Fatawu. O'Reilly is right on top of it, but Abdul Fatawu has done really well.
Yeah, defender did well again.
Rashford going to have a free kick. Brilliant. Fatawu. Absolutely superb. Close control, quick feet. Drawing the tackle in and getting his team off the hook, giving them a little bit of breathing space.
Still time, of course, but just have a feeling it's going to end 0-0. Seems like that sort of game.
Not got a point between them yet. So still in pole position with Panama to come. Still 5 minutes and a bit more to come here. You can do with getting it done. As I keep saying, that somehow we've got to find a way to try and win this game. Frustrating afternoon for them. Rashford in. Sally was coming for it. There's Rice, finding Saka. Rodgers has a bit of room in the box.
Saka's look lively. Oh, good save.
Rashford has been tested at
Good
last.
strong hand.
At last. Great positivity from Saka. Go past the defender and read the shot. No, it is a good save. Rashford. Kane. Rodgers to James. And it's all right.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell?
I think we're all expecting that to bump into the roof of the net. Well, all that is positive from England. First of all, the shot from Saka, but then the crossing from the right-hand side into O'Reilly. He climbs really well, he just guides it. Whether he gets as much head on it as he wanted to or not, it came off his shoulder and then flicks onto the ball. You're thinking, fall kindly for Kane, and it did, but the left foot skies it over. Groans around the ground as England fans watch that on the huge big screens at either end. But all round, much more positive from England, starting with Saka when he cuts inside onto that left foot. Remember, I've made a change with Roger Federer Nice in France. Going on to take up position in the defence. Martin Sennea has come off, and Pedro Pong will take over at right back. Eventually, with the Pickford, as we said a few times in this game, so he has been superb, hasn't he? More than played his part in what they've done up to now, gone.
Pedro Pong is more of a centre back than a right back. There might be a bit more freedom for Rashford down the left now. It's over to the right to Saka, first of all. That was awkward for him. He's won a throw in, courtesy of Mensah. James. O'Reilly's giving it away. Chance for Ghana with Udenchi. And Declan Rice has dropped back diligently and stays in front of Prince Edu.
Excellent Declan Rice.
And that's Kane to receive. Rashford started to tear into the left. Pedro Pong read it nicely. Suddenly, wide open space on the field.
Yeah, and Declan's Lincoln took a little bit of a knock when he made that challenge he had to make.
Here's Rashford. Kenny to enter. Kenny. Rashford.
Rashford will try and win it again. It gets up really nicely above Urenchi. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Free kick.
Big reaction from Rashford. He didn't think he did anything wrong. I'm with him. Yeah, I'm with him as well. He gets there. Incredible. Well, that's a header from O'Reilly, and then there's one guy.
Ghana, good value for this draw if they hold on to it.
There's plenty of time to see it. Well, this is it over. What a chance. Zuma.
Semenyo started to advance towards the ball. Semenyo was then lent on to Conser. And then Conser and Pickford have a bit of a disagreement. The Ghana fans have not stopped.
Brilliant, haven't they?
The swaying, the singing.
A bit like that team, they haven't stopped either. And the effort in the run and in the organisation.
Rashford. James. Saka. We're into time added on. England have 6 minutes. Ghana have 6 minutes. For either of them to find a winner. I'm sure he will be that now if the goal goes in. Rodgers. Rice. Too high for Kane. Pedro wasn't quite sure of his bearings. He puts it behind for a corner.
A bit of urgency as well about England now. Just open up a little bit for them.
Patience has been ditched.
Certainly looked better and had more quality when O'Reilly's come on down the left.
Declan Rice corner then. In the second minute of added time. Goalkeeper goes back. Kane unable to jump for it. It goes through everybody behind for a goal kick.
I thought he had the line of the ball. You see him just stepping in off the line there and coming in.
Jump of Vandal Fatawu was support for Ghana. It puts him off. England 0, Ghana 0. O'Reilly. Rodgers. Away from 2. Determined work from Rodgers. Rashford. On to Drop on another England corner. Well done, Rodgers.
Rodgers rather than Rashford. He did have no other option, Rashford, other than to try and ping that in with his left foot and the whole that. If he can't get it into the middle and he wins his team a corner.
It's tense here. Sure, it's tense back home as well. This puts another one in. So Riley jumped for it, played back in by Eza. Off the line, it'll go behind again. Take three, Declan Rice.
And choose that far post option. Very, very needed work for them.
Both the previous two were watched by goalkeeper Asare, who immediately went back to his goal line. Being left alone again. He's come for this one, and that's why.
Good fist.
Good goalkeeper. Really, really good goalkeeper.
That's for the leading club side in Ghana, hearts of oak. Good term to describe their entire team performance. Strong. Rice. Rodgers breaking away to find some room. Cleared by Otoku.
Good running, good ball. Or Rodgers running in behind. Declan Rice being able to find him.
Into Eza. Eza first time, it deflects Saka's way. Saka lets it run, decides not to get the touch. Another England corner, they are coming in a flurry.
Yeah, he had a decision to make. Yeah, he then with a header guiding it towards the corner where it didn't love to go in and out, I'm not quite sure.
The shoulder of Pepper off on him behind.
Well, this could be the last chance.
He wants to try again. There's going to be a Ghana change before he has that opportunity. And something sub, that doesn't happen often. Prince Edu is going off because they need extra defensive reinforcement. That's the Carlos Queiroz view. So the former Chelsea man, Damo Ramadan, has come on. Saka goes short, he's ignored. And as it comes back to it, the ref see there a push, a pull, an infringement, and a free kick for Ghana. And we are now into the 6th added minute. The board said 6 when it went up. Time running out for England to make it 2 wins out of 2 to start World Cup 2026.
Well, up to now, England haven't done enough to win this game. Yeah, they looked a little bit better in the last 10 minutes or so. Put a bit more pressure on Ghana. You've got it on the right. And after all the excitement of the first game, yeah, frustrating afternoon for them here.
Did go so far as to say reality check.
Yeah. Too many times we haven't found the man in the box with the crosses. We've hit that front man far too many times, and it's been a little bit slow. Not enough urgency at all.
Getting you back to Pickford. We're taking around past 6 minutes now.
Not a disaster though, but it is absolutely a reality check. It is full time in Boston. A venue that is proving, historically, to not be very kind to English folks. Carlos Queiroz is going
A draw about the right result.
as though it were a Ghana win. His players have been strong defensively. They've caused a few problems.
Well done, Ghana.
As well. And for England, well, I guess we can say that there is plenty of room for improvement following that opening win against Croatia. So, second time England have played Ghana. Second time it's finished level. It's another goalless draw for England in the World
Not
Cup.
bad for a 0-0.
It's that pesky second game syndrome again. England 0, Ghana 0.
Thank you very much, Guy and Alan. Yeah, not for the first time have England got off to a fast start in the tournament, only to stumble, if that is the right word, in the second game. I think the stumble is that fair win in terms of momentum that they had in that second half against Croatia. We were hoping we'd see them pick up on the left off.
Yeah, I think you're always hoping for that energy in that performance of what we had against Croatia in the second half, but these games are so difficult when the team sits back and you have more possession and then you have time to get down there, find the space. If you need to getting across the box, that's no chance to come from getting across it. If that's the typical Carlos performance, I think Carlo excellent discipline and concentration how to defend it. You have to try and unlock this.
Absolutely, it's what he does in the World Cup, and that's why he plays his team to sit deep, and he doesn't care if they finish with 25% possession.
Absolutely. I mean, that was their tactic. Was going to go in that no block and straight in with the
Stand by me stream in about 15 minutes.
We talked about Croatia when they was in formation and exactly what they wanted to do. They was energetic, and then yes, we knew full well was going to come up against a team that going to know what can we pick it. And I just feel as though people were making too many safe passes. You've got to be more brave when you come up against a team in that low block.
Okay, then for the fourth major tournament running, England have drawn their second match. It means their passage into the last 32 isn't yet confirmed, but with 1 point it is all but guaranteed. Ghana are in the same boat and are almost certain to make the knockout stages for the first time since 2010. Croatia Panama kicks off live on BBC One at midnight. A reminder: England play Panama on Saturday night, and Ghana face the Croatians with top spot in Group L on the line. Alan Shearer said a reality check, Joe.
Yeah, I think so. He also said it's not a disaster, so it's key that we don't get too high, we don't get too low. It was a difficult performance. I think there were a few things, like I say, and Anthony Barry touched on it at half-time. England weren't necessarily prepared for. Credit to Ghana, absolute brilliant game plan, just like in the Panama game. And they could have nicked it. Let's not get away from it. Could have been worse tonight. But loads of things to work on. Like I say, England fans are still with them. We're still with them. Just a difficult night. I expect them to go on and perform on Saturday night.
The highs and lows of World Cup, Wayne, you've been there. You know what it's like. They were singing Wonderwall to them, weren't they, after the Croatian game? And the players' faces there tonight, it's a very different emotion. It'll be a different emotion in that dressing room.
It will, but for me, the World Cup's to go out the World Cup after 2 games. So England have qualified through to the next round. So that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And I think for Thomas Tuchel now, I expect changes on Saturday night. I expect changes. But yeah, listen, I think England pros, but I think there's little details throughout that game which Thomas Tuchel will definitely look at with the team and try and improve on, because as Joe said, it's not a disaster at all. We've qualified for the next round, so it's just there's things when we get into the later stages of the groups we need to improve to make sure we're better.
You said little details, and we saw pre-match those scenes of Jed Spence being shouted at by Thomas Tuchel in training, and then we saw him trying to kind of direct him in game today, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I think at times there was a bit too much rotation. But then what we see in the game now is full-backs coming inside a lot. So if you look at Jed Spence here, so he plays the ball inside, and now Bellingham and Rice are in good positions. This is where you want your attacking players.
Rice.
So Jed Spence comes into Declan Rice's position here, and now Declan Rice he sees him, so he's got a decision to make. So Declan Rice should go onto the top line and then create more space for Spence as he's got in there, but he doesn't. He comes short to get on the ball, and now you lose that attacking player in them attacking areas. So I think, and you look at Thomas Tuchel here, he's shouting at him. He wants him out wide, he doesn't want him in them positions where Declan Rice is. So now the difference here is Declan Rice is in a position.
So what do you want him to hit?
Yes, so Declan Rice is in a good position. Jed Spence runs with energy. Now Declan Rice attacks the back line, and now all of a sudden England's in the penalty box, and they get an opportunity to shoot from the edge of the box. So we get a good chance to get a shot off. So just by speaking in their position, Jed Spence realises Declan Rice, I don't need to be in there. But if he does go in there, which can happen, Declan Rice, I think, then has to say, right, I'm going forward. Against Ghana, who sat back, you don't need to be coming back and getting the ball off your centre backs. You have to keep more players in the box.
The only thing I would say to that, remember many times when we talked about Kieran Trippier playing on that left back position, and sometimes it's not natural. Yes, Elijah has said to him what he wants him to do and he wants him to overlap, but maybe he's not as comfortable as he wants to be in terms of going down the line on his left foot. You see on the other side, everyone wants to come back and then go on their preferred foot. But in terms of his energy and what he needs to do and the position he needs to go in, I totally agree with you. Just sometimes when you're a fullback in those positions, and when you play left and when you play right, but on his left foot, he might not be as comfortable as if he was on the side.
I completely agree, but that's where Andy Bison has that patience. That's where you lose patience going into other players' positions. So I think keeping that patience, that's what he means in terms of staying in your position. When the ball's come down your side, use your energy to go forward. And Thomas Tuchel recognised that. He brought O'Reilly on, a lot more balanced. Madueke went on the left, got a couple of good crosses in the box. So I think he got the balance right in that period. But I just think
got the balance right.
Coming into a number 10 position and number 10 coming to the ball centre back, you lose. You've got a full back in the attack area and your attacking players.